Oh my God, we're back. All right, so let's begin by saying something on the chat here. All right, guys. All right. Getting started. All right, so we officially are started here on the stream to develop the action stack and the facial rigging for Bob here, our friend, our spinning head friend. And today we have something different. I just acquired a new set of light here, just a soft light, so just a silly thing that I'm so happy about it. I just feel like it changes so much. It's weird. Anyways, we are back into the development. So today we're going to be working on implementing the new mouth or the mouth system that it's systemic approach. It's still not the blend shapes. So I've spent a lot of time developing this system, and I just wanted to implement it just so that I don't feel like I threw all this time on the trash. You know what I mean? But yeah, now let's see how it's going. And if you want to interact or leave a message, we can chat via Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, which is the one. And there we go. So here is the new UI for the action stack. By the way, if you've seen the video with the short demo that I was presenting this action stack, and nothing really changed from the development videos. It's mostly the design of the interface and a few things that were added to help us debug and to evaluate performance. That is already good enough for the UI for now. Of course, there's a lot that I would like to add still, such as attributes to control a few of the actions here, and I was even thinking of adding like a graphic here, but that's stuff for the future. Let's keep going on the practical stuff and the things that we need to do to get this rig done, right? One step after the other and keeping the eye on the goal, which is to finish it. So right here you can see the rig or the mesh with the transparency on and with the wireframes on. So this way you can see how the skeleton is placed inside of the mesh. Might be a tiny slow right now because I don't know how long it's been since I didn't actually move this, because this week was a very, very demanding week on myself, and I've been doing what I can. So I was also publishing all this stuff, and yeah, it was quite a ride, and I took some time to rest as well. But we're back. Just a few days. All right, so let's get going with the mouth module then. So I have the mouth output here, fine. I need to remember then what was it and how was I working with it. We're going to be implementing the mouth module that is a systemic approach, as I said, and yeah, and this module, what it does is it has the representation of each of the muscles of the face as a joint chain, and then what it does is it outputs everything into a final mesh. And the idea at the time was that you would have many joints on follicles on one single mesh, that it's always going to be the same topology, and so this way we can reuse the weights and just reapply the system really easy, like just deploy the system basically, instead of having to do a system where we're going to be always going to have to be sculpting blend shapes, for example, which is the case, seems to be the case in most of the industry. But I was working on the system with the idea of maybe having something like a basis, but let's just implement it and check it out later. So I have here part of the code, which is the mouth output. I'm gonna have to refigure out this system. So this is a stream where I am, constantly trying to remember, working to remember things, because it's a big system, or it's not a gigantic system. There are definitely much bigger systems, but every time I need to check out, relearn part of what's going on. So I have the mouth system here. The mouth output is the one that is just going to create the final. Yeah, so set up ROGeo, import vertex catalog data, create follicles, group follicles, create joints, group joints, assign module data. Okay. So this is one part of the module, but the one that I want to check is the mouth. It's the mouth muscle system. That's the one that I've worked the most, or all of them I worked a lot. It's kind of well organized as far as I can see. Oh yeah, and by the way, now we have songs here on the stream, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, we have a little bit of a music going on, which helps. So let's see if that gives us some energy. Right, so what I'm checking right now is just, so this is the system that I had built before, and I'm gonna check now how to implement it into the current system that we have. So here's a big chunk of the RigBuilder. Yeah, so I'm going to delete the stuff also that I'm not using anymore. Let's see the songs here now that I have access to that. Let's check out some songs together too. Now we're able to enjoy some music together. Let's try this guy here. Right, so I'm not sure if that's, how loud is it, so if anyone gets bothered with the volume, let me know. So I'm listening to some music from Epidemic Sound, which is it's a paid website that has royalty-free music, if anyone ever wants to check. And we're then able to play it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch without, because without that, Facebook starts to warn me all the time about using the music, and that's great. I don't know how good are the music though, so let's check that together. So then we're back here into the development. So I'm just now trying to remember how was I using the system and how am I going to implement it back. So I can see that it's a pretty simple system to initialize. So we have the muzzle geo, the skeleton. So Einar is in the house. Hello, Einar. Yeah, man, my hair was growing out of control, and I had 20 minutes or so I did my own haircut. So you can see that I fucked up most of my hair here, but it's fine, you know. It's free. How's it going, man? Hope you're doing great. And I also got some new lights, man. I don't know if you can notice here. I'm gonna share it with you. Bam! Now we have some proper soft light here, and I hope that helps look a little bit better. Cheers, man. All right, so again, I'm trying to remember just what was done here the last time. So basically, what happens is this system, it's a little bit of a big system, or not a big system, but it took me a little time, some time to develop, which is the mouth muscle system. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be using this as the basis, or it's probably just going to be a tweaker, but I spent a lot of time on it, so I just want to implement it, not to lose the time that I did, that I spent working on it. Yeah, so Einar saying that every streamer getting a little better, he's being too kind to me. It's not real. On my end, I would say it gets worse every time. I get more demented every time. But yeah, so let's go. Let's see if I can implement it. So let's get it into. So I need my rig manager here. And then I'm going to import this TP mouth muscle. And I'm going to start, oh man, it's so big, this system. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. It's just going to take a lifetime. But anyways, let's keep going, and I'll figure that out. So I have the mouth output, and I'm trying to figure here just what is that this is requesting. I know that I have to do like setup. Yeah, I have a bunch of things there. So one thing that maybe this is useful information for someone. When I started building the systems, I had the idea that if you have a class and you're creating a system, say for example, this one is just building the output surface of the mouth muscle system, and my idea was that then I had the attributes here, and I need, for example, the geometry of the mouth to be able to build the system, but this has to be added by calling set oral geo and passing in the geo. So I thought at the time that this was a good idea, because you could call the object, store the object, and then only after that you could add the geo, just to be more flexible, more comfortable. I don't know, call it, summon the object on the beginning, then add the geo later, who knows. But now I see that this makes it more confusing, because if you don't know what the class needs right away to run, then you're gonna have a problem, because you're gonna have to research or just look through the function, look through the method, or through the class, to see what it's required to run. So ideally, this one here, the mouth muscle, is requesting everything on the get-go. So right away I know that this is what it needs to run. So it needs the muzzle geo, the skull geo, and the jaw geo. That's it. So we don't need to think about it. So let's then try to implement it into the, take this module off. This is the rig manager. So what I'm going to do then is add on the build side of the class. This is the post build utils. I want it to be on the build utils. So it gotta be then after. So yeah, so this is the create neck module. This is also something that I need to evaluate. So I have a module that is declared that is working with joints that are hard coded. So this is an issue. The muscle, the system itself is working okay, so working well, and seems like it's a good system to keep with. So let's go. Let's try that. So it's going to be okay. So let's do define. Then it's going to be set up, or let's see, build mouth muscle. Build mouth muscle. Mouth muscle module. That's let me just check one thing here. I think we are live indeed, yeah. Not too bad, this song. I like it. All right, so I'll start by then importing the control. Let's go with modules, import section. Then it's going to be import tprig dot tpface dot tpmouth dot tpmouth muscle. Bam, cool. So we got it. So I'm just looking here on the site to see if I can easily find yeah, this guy. So let's go. Oh, this one has voice. Wow. So all right, so as I was saying, like, we have music now. It's funny because we are on the Epidemic sound with royalty-free music, and this one actually has voice to it. So I don't know how doable is this. It's not bad. but I guess it's a little bit too much for now. Okay, so with the build mouth muscles module now, I'm gonna drop the mouth muscle output to this side, and I will also do that same thing with the mouth muscle, which is what we're gonna be using right now. So for that, I need the muzzle geo, the skull geo, and the jaw geo. So for now, I'm just gonna use like stuff, or I'm just gonna do muzzle geo equals to whatever, and then skull geo, same thing. And I know that this geometry is on the scene already, so we can pick it up. Ideally, we would be, oh my god. Ideally, I will have a way to have this information accessible already on the class, so that we don't need to, you know, to hard code it. Because what I'm gonna have to do right now is literally go into the template geometry here and grab the name of this guys, which is, or this guy here, which is the muzzle geometry. So it's the muzzle template geo, and that is fine as it is right now, but I would need that to be accessible so that I can change this somewhere else if I need, and this wouldn't crack the code or break the code because I have changed it somewhere else, or if I need to change the name of the geo or something like that. So that might be a way. I'm thinking of how can I do it. Maybe what I can do is add this. This might be a good way to do it. So adding this information as data inside of the geometry as the template of the template geometry, and having it connected to a hub of sorts, like a node that the class could query and check, like this is template geo, this is whatever, and even if I change the name of the geometry, I could have stored which module is it related to, and then the module can find its way through. I don't know, let's think about it. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day and good long weekend, which is in Vancouver in the United States, I guess. Yeah, cheers. So the school geo then is this guy here. Also the singing on the song is amazing. I don't need this. I do need the jaw. Okay, so this is the 3 pieces of information I need. So it's going to be mouth muscle object equals to TP. So I also haven't said anything on the import of the module, so I'll do that as TP muscle. TP mouth muscle. And then we're back here, and yeah, let me know if the lettering or the font is too small. I have no idea if it's possible to read it. So the mouth muscle object, then let's keep going, and then it's going to be TP mouth muscle and TP mouth muscle again. Well, I should have a better name for that, but anyways, Then I'm going to need the muzzle geo, the skull geo, and the jaw geo. And then I think I can just build it. I hope if it's that simple, geez, it's going to be surprising to me. Just going to build right away some mouth buildable list extend. But it's not running anything right here, so I do have the build on the module, right? Yeah, I think I have the build on the module here, so that's why. Yeah, so build module here would do it. Okay, so let's see. It seems like it could work here. So let's just try. Let me register this data then. This is the rig manager, and here's the utilities. No, this is the TP rig. I have to implement that after or before build modules here. So it's going to be self dot register build method, and that's going to be build mouth muscle module, and then it's going to be parented to the self dot top level item for now, and then self dot build mouth muscle module. All right, so we should be able to see this here now when we launch it again. And it is here. Let's see. I think it's gonna break, but you know, that's how it goes 100% of the time. I don't think in all of the 60 hours of development of this RigBuilder, not one time it works on the first time. So I don't think it's any time in life it works on the first time. That's the law. That'll be interesting if that's the case. Whoa, it passed. I would be really surprised right here. No way. Yeah, but there's nothing there. So where's the... Oh yeah, that's why. Of course, it wouldn't make me that happy, right? So I just said it. It never works on the first time, and guess what? It didn't work. So I guess it's a day with no surprises. Also, so what I did is I just initiated the class, but I didn't actually run the build modules. So then let's reload this and see what goes on here. Oh yeah. So at least now we have some music, right? That's good, like some vibe. Before I was always concerned if I should be speaking. Right now I think I can just chill here while we wait for this thing. So I can bump up the music. And guess what? It went through. Oh man, there you go. We have it. Unbelievable. Hell yeah. Nice, but it's not. Is it correct though? Oh man, look at that. Crazy. So I've worked on this for a long time, and I wasn't even going to implement it right now because I was feeling like it was going to take us a long time. but I actually left it in a good spot. So this is the mouth muscle system, and it is based on that surface. So the idea here is that let me turn on. So it builds. That's why we have this. Oh man, it actually works. So it builds based on the school's geometry and the jaw geometry here. So let's turn on this thing here. So what happens then is it has stored the position of, or the names of some of the vertex on the school and on the jaw, and then when we call this, it builds based on these positions. And then what happens is you already have the controls here on the module in a way that we can make it uh, activate the individual muscles here. So whether this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing, that's a different question, and that's what we're going to be testing. If this is going to be any good in terms of deformation, which most likely it won't. Although the Joker project was based on this, right? So right, zygomaticus minor. So where's the left labia superiore? So yeah, basically then what we would need is to bind this. It's quite complicated, to be honest. So we have all of this. It's a bunch of different systems here with all of the. We have basically a sub module here for each one of these muscles, and what's the syntax error here? And I believe we have. What is this? It's the individual muscle, and then I just want to check the. Yeah, we do have the. Yeah, so not too bad. It works, and at least the building process works. And what I want to check here, right away, is how the buccinator or bucking. I don't know how to pronounce this, and how the buccinator works, because that's the main. Left buccinator. So that's the main one here. Because if this deformation works, the other ones, they should work as well. Yeah, it has the surface is in a good position. So this represents all of the muscles of the face. Not all of them, but the ones that are linear, like the ones that pushes the mouth, you know. So it would be something like, yeah, the ones that allow. So this is buccinator, zygomaticus major, zygomaticus minor, levator labii, and levator labii alla eknasi, depressor labii, mentalis, and this is platysma. And yeah, someone walking here. All right, so what I will do then is try to bind this and see what happens. So this is the buccinator module, and I want to turn on the buccinator. Whoa. So right now, this is what's going to tell us if this is worth pursuing. Someone is knocking here. Yeah, no, it's not. It's weird. All right. Anyhow, so I will then where would I bind this to? Let me just create a joint here. Oh, okay. It's weird. All right, so this joint then is going to be out of the, so this is just a test joint, so I'm going to call it like whatever. Or better yet, I can use the rigs. No, I can't. Okay. Let's test this. So it's going to be root test joint. So then what I want to do is bind. I believe we have a, so this is that, and we have the bind joints here. This is what we need. So I need these two guys here. And I also need this guy. This is actually some not too bad music. As I was saying, now we have access to Epidemic Sound, so we have some royalty-free music that we are able to play. I don't know if it's the most amazing songs in the world, but it's just better than straight silence and awkward looking at me working, which is already awkward enough, I would say. And let me see, let's just bind it to the joint instead of the hierarchy. And then let me initialize this, and what I want then is just to have so the basis here is going to be binded to this root test joint, and then we're gonna have like the bind joints, and then we're gonna start by painting the right side here. And I really don't know exactly how this should work, so let's hope that, let's look for what would be the best weighting process here. Let us mirror this then, and this should work. Now what we need to do then is grab the top node here, grab the Buckinator left Buckinator, and that is not working as expected on the right side though. Okay, so that's probably related to the mirror function here. So we should have left, right, I believe that's how to do it here. And then if we paint it, we should be able to mirror it. Okay, now it works. So let's go and try that again. So if we go all the way to 1, you can see that it is a bit too much. So that's how we do it though. We just do it a bit at a time and until we get what we need. So let's see if that's the case. Yeah, so I can see already that it is like it has a good volume preservation. It's not going nuts here, and I feel like it could be that this would work in a way not perfectly as a blend shape would, but at least as a base, as maybe as a help to create the blend shape set, the initial blend shape set. We're going to be checking that out. Let me just check how it works in my face. Okay. So we can see that it actually has like less effect. Let's do 0.1 here. As a matter of fact, it's -1. Because the cheek holds a little bit of the volume there. Not too bad, to be honest. All right, so the whole thing here then is that this surface here would be reused in any human character, so that you could just, if we store this, if we store the skinning for this mesh, it's never going to change. So we can basically re-import everything into every character, and it's going to work the same way every single time. And then we can basically adjust as we need. Okay, let's change this. Let's check out what else can we do here with this music. Let's see what's up with the hip hop on Epidemic Sound on the popular side. Okay, let's go. Some sounds from Epidemic Sounds. All right, so this would be then the, let me just check one thing again. I want to check how it works on my face. If I do both sides. Yeah, so this would be Buckinator. So it's slightly up and it's not too off, but I'm trying to figure out is how much it affects the front part of my lips, because right now it's not being affected at all. So I'm just gonna push the skinning a little bit forward. Don't want to lose too much volume, because otherwise it's going to start to affect the whole thing. But it needs to feel a little bit stretchy. So we're going to test that. That's the important part here, is just to have it working. And this here is not too good though. Let me see here. We have a dent there, not good for us. All right, so that seems a little smooth, or smooth enough. Let's mirror that. Should get us the proper skinning. Seems good enough. I mean, hopefully that can be tested then. So let's then build the mouth output system. Have to add that into the Okay, I'm thinking how am I going to save this data? Yeah. And how and where am I going to drop this? Anyways, let me see. I'm starting to lose a little light here. So I can bump up our. All right, so let's check here the mouth output then. Okay, so the mouth output is going to be simpler. Now let me check also on my folders. How's it that I'm currently saving some of this data? So it's going to be data and skin clusters, and I want the system skin cluster. So this is the neck module weights, which is fine. Now, I want to change the name of the. Okay, let's implement the mouth output first, and I'll think about it. So how did I even export that? Skin clusters, OM. Let me check the hints here. Oh, we are connected already. That's blend shaping into what though? Oh, we already have an output here. Oh, not too bad. So then, what are my joints here though? Sorry, the camera is in front of me, so I. Okay, so the system then, what the idea here is that the output mesh gets all of the blend shapes here, they are outputting the deformation into the output mesh, meaning that they're going to be combined. So the whole idea is that each muscle, so if you try to do all of this in a single mesh, what's going to happen is you're going to have to fight for skinning real estate. So you have a joint close to another joint, that two joints, they can split the influence between on each vertex, but they cannot like have 100% influence on. Both of them cannot have 100% influence on it on a specific vertex. When you work with different meshes and then output them into an output mesh with the blend shape, you can have as much influence over the vertex in each of the meshes as you want, and then you output onto the output blend shape on the output mesh, and that mesh is going to move. So if you have one pushing to up and the other one pushing to the side, you're going to have the output moving sideways. So that's a good way to represent what the muscles are actually doing, which is they have 100% of freedom to push in the direction that they want. And actually, it is looking a little happy already. So let's see how that's going to look on the actual mesh. So I need to check how to build the output system then. Wow, but this one is not well built. Or it's not perfectly built. Okay, so there's a rainy day here in Vancouver. Joint radius. I'll try to save this. All right, so let me see the Buckinator. And let me export this manually for now. I'm gonna throw it into the data, skin clusters, template. I have it here, ng skin tools. And this is going to be mouth muscle Buckinator. (001). And with that, now we are able to rebuild the system without being concerned about it. So build mouth muscles worked surprisingly well. So now I think I'll declare this as an attribute. I don't know if I want to declare it on the so it's going to complain because I'm declaring it after the init. No, that's not what I want. So what I want now is to have build mouth output module. And for that, then I guess I need auto geo group. Okay. It starts by the naming, which is already not great. So, as I said, the point right now is to get. So this is the mouth muscle system is building properly, and it's doing what is expected to do. Is being connected. So this could all be, and it probably will be done mostly with blend shapes. But this is a system that I had worked before, that I got it done, and I just want it to be implemented into the rig so that we can have it if we need. Because after we're done with like working with the blend shapes and sculpting the blend shapes, I don't know if I'm going to get back here to install this. So I'll just leave it installed if whatever the blend shapes need more flexibility, or we need an extra push in a pose, then we have access to this. So I also need to import that. So to be now import, and then I'm going to import mostly almost the same thing. The mouth output. And then I'm going to be doing self.mouth output object. So the good thing is that this classes, they behave like a storage of data as well. So I don't need to store any of the data inside of the build class, because if I need access to that, and that's why I'm declaring them as objects as well, or like as class attributes, because now I can use the object of the other class to get whatever was created on the other class. So this is an advantage here. By the way, let me get some water here. I'm thirsty. All right, getting back. Bam. How's it going there? All right. How's this lighting going? All right, so I just got some new lights today, some soft lights here. You can see that there's a little bit more power into this light, so feeling good about that. Feeling bad about other stuff, but that, at least that. Okay. Let's cast this object here. TP mouth output dot TP mouth output. That's just, there's no input here, which is bad, but it seems like that's all we need. Looks like that's all we need. Self dot of output object dot build module. No, but this is not what it is here. This is just build. What? Oh. Okay, so let's then register this and hope for the best. Self dot register build method build build mouth output module self dot top level item, also add the comma there, and self dot build mouth output. Let's see. Take off this guy here, just nothing on it. Just thinking if I needed that. Maybe I will need it, so I'll just leave it here. And now I have also added, so let me check here. It's root test joint. So I do need some sort of root joint for this, guys. Let me also just save this as is. So tree mouth joint module setup. Nice. Some music. Amazing. Okay. So let's try to rebuild it, right? Why not? It's saved for crashes. Okay, so we have the output here, and they're all picking up from the same template geo. And let's rebuild it. Let's see what happens. I'll be surprised. Oh, it's gonna crash 100%. Yeah, it did crash, right? Because it doesn't have the necessary mesh. I didn't add it. Yeah, it crashed. But also, it was almost there. On the muscles, it did work. That's nice. Look at that. Beautiful. A little bit annoying, to be honest. Maybe unnecessary. A lot of data being published, not necessary at all. I'm gonna have to clean this later, but it's good. Everything is working as expected. Surprisingly, the UI stopped at the correct point, left us with the good information about where it crashed, and then we have the proper we know exactly where it stopped here, so that's already a very good point. So the reason why it crashed, though, let's see it. I know what it is already, but let's go there. So the thing is, before running the build, we need, and that was what I was talking about in the beginning. It needs us to add the. It needs us to what's called. It needs us to set the oral geo, which is a terrible name in many senses. So that's going to be the muzzle geo. And then I believe that if we run it again, we're going to be able to actually finish it. Oh, nope. Or did we? Oh, look at that. It's taking a lifetime. It is building though. It got it, but oh my god, how long it took. Okay, so just that one single module. Yeah, it actually increased not that much on the build process, but let's see. So you can see that there's a shitload of joints here. Let's see how it looks. Oh boy. This is how it looks, guys. This is the system. Look at the amount of joints. This is bananas. Yeah, and I don't know if that's healthy. But anyways. So then let's just then try to bind this and see what happens. That's going to tell us whether we're going to continue any further with this system or if we're just going to ditch it and never look at it again. I mean, there's definitely much more joints than are actually necessary, so that's a, you know, so the idea here then is that we would blend shape this guy into this one, and then we would then turn on this guy, and then this guy here also needs all of its targets on. Also the blend shape envelope, I think it's off. Well, it's all good. So now we can see it in action after I actually create another joint here. Name this joint test or root test joint. Is that how it's done? Okay. Is that how it's done anyways? Okay, you win, Maya Mel. Let's go the old way. Root test joint. Okay, so anyways, let's go here to the Buckinator and the submodules, and then we're gonna get the bind joints from these two guys. This one, and then the output of the muzzle. What? No, that's not it. We're gonna go into the output of this guy. So then we should be able to bind skin it to the selected joints, apply. And now if I select this guy here and import the skinning that we have saved, here's my data, and then it should, oh, My daughter says this. Oh. So let's see if it works. Yes. Okay, good enough. Posso? Não? Espera que eu já vou te ajudar. So let's just test this. And I think it's binded. It is passing to the muzzle here, and we have the output, so it should then be able to drive this. So let's see if we can drive it. Yeah, but look at how slow it is. It's terrible. It's way too many joints, and this is not even driving the actual skin, the actual mesh yet. So either, oh my God. Yeah, the concept is not too bad. I think that I might have exaggerated on the amount of joints on the surface here. It's just way too much. And I will try to bind it now just for the sake of like not letting it go easily. But it seems to me that's not like really doable. Let's grab one of the joints here since it's on the joint group, and then oh, and it is separated. Great. Look at this. It's a cloud of joints here. So I'll just go in and add this skin cluster. So apply here. So I'm just adding this 200 joints to the, I think 200, I'm being kind, is way much more than 200 here. But they seem like they have CT nose. And also, how am I even going to know? That's a huge mistake if you ask me. So I have no on the what I'm thinking is on the joints that I've created here, this gigantic cloud of joints. We have no reference to the module that created them. So meaning we don't have access to separating which, like if I can bind, for example, the jaw joint or the head joint, etc. But if I need to select all of the, look, they're all over the place, and they're blending with clavicle. Is that what it is? Tongue, mouth. I think those are neck. But even so, let's see. Cheek. Let's see if it's not going to overlap with any of the big joints. Yeah, I think it's going to be fine for now, but that's definitely something that needs to be corrected. So this is just a simple test for that, and let's see how it looks, and then let's begin with this, guys. So let's first create a new layer here and go with mouth system. And I'm gonna grab all of these joints here. It's 300,000 joints here, and then I'm going to edit weights and assign the selected influences on the list here. So this is going to give us like a even distribution of this weights, which obviously is going to be too much because there's way much more joints than vertex on the mesh. Let's see how it's going to behave though. I mean, if it looks good, if the deformation looks good, we can always come back and you know, try something different or like reduce the number of joints, whatever. Okay, so then let's relax this. It should be like super even, sort of an even color. Yep. And now we're gonna go and we're gonna mask that. It allows us because it's kind of way too heavy now. So we're now then going to just paint the parts that we actually need here. Oh, that's another mistake too. Yeah, this is not gonna be good. So let's do mask paint. Because that just to recalculate every time is going to take a long time. So I'm just going to turn off this now. And let's go with this here. Let's see if it's going to be a little easier. Yeah, it is. So that's what we need. I just need like a quick painting of this mask. Oh. Yeah, so it's going to be mirrored anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I can see it's suffering quite a bit at the moment, my computer. But it works at least, okay, no problem. So this is just a basic test, so I'm not gonna go too crazy with getting this perfect. It doesn't really matter at the moment. Just so that we can have an initial assessment of whether we should continue to work on the system or move away as fast as possible from it. Seems to be the case right now, if you ask me. But I have spent a lot of time on it before, so I just feel like I should at least give it a chance. My system is a little bit of a shock right now. It's like, oh my god, you just created like a 300,000 joints on the scene. You're nuts. So let's just mirror then the joints that are let's just here we go. So I just want to mirror the mask that might be a little easier on the system. We're gonna get there. Eventually we're gonna get into the blend shapes part, but for now I'm testing the wall. I'm testing this joint system here. Okay, so it started working back again. Oh my god, just clicked again. Have some water, breathe. Okay, never mind. It's not going to be the definitive thing anyway, so I'm just going to do a copy here. Copy influence weights, or copy, and then we're going to go here. Oh god! So this is another thing. So with this 100 million joint system, it is very heavy, very processing heavy. So I don't know if that's going to be the best approach, anyways. So now we have all of that insane amount of joints isolated, and let's see how the actual deformation works. So if in any sense it looks like acceptable, we know that it is at least an idea that we can make better somehow. So we're gonna watch the Buckinator now working. Yeah, so you can see that it's not too bad. It's not too bad if you ask me. It does work. Man, come on. It's not too bad. It's just too much. Oh god. All right. So you can see that. You can see how heavy it is right now, right? Let me just turn off. Maybe if I turn off the NG skin tools, I think that's what's carrying some of the weight here. But man, the deformation is actually not too bad. If you look at it, it's not perfect for sure, but it's was just the very basic thing, and it's also stretching stretching it way too much. This would be so we can actually then compare it to the actual face. So let's see if we can add the blend shape targets here. And connect blend shape controls, and then we should have the shapes editor here, and we should be able to compare it with the actual scans here. Mouth open wide. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff already done. I'm not gonna fight against it. This is how his face actually works. So let's compare this then to the system. No. Yeah, but you can see how the entire face moves. And this is how the system is representing a similar movement, which is obviously just pushing that particular. No, it doesn't look fake, or it doesn't look like, yeah, it feels like something is just pushing that in, which is actually what's going on. Ixi, me acordou? Alright, so oi, amor. Quer vir aqui? Não? Tá bom. Já tô terminando já, tá bom? So Mia has waken up here. Mia was taking my daughter was taking a nap, and now she's back online. And I'll probably just have to go now, take some time to enjoy with the family. But it was some good progress. I think that we could like at least check that this is working in a way. We have the two sides here, so we can actually. So it's obviously too exaggerated here, so we can like on the we would be doing something like that. But I don't know. I think I'll stick to the blend shapes. The module is there. We can see that it's working. We can see that it is able to rebuild, but I don't know. It's just gonna drive us crazy to. Let's see. I'll think about it until the next stream, but I'll probably just ditch it at this point. I don't, So yeah, that's it. We have the new system being implemented, the new UI for our action stack. It is now a lot easier to make things happen. We can just test things, switch things, and create the new systems. And now going into blend shape sculpting, and or at least blend shape application. There are a few of them that are already in place. We have the eyebrows, all the eye part. It's kind of technically there, but still we're gonna have to mirror. We're gonna have to the mouth is probably gonna have to be worked on. There's not all of them working, and after that we're gonna have to create a system that's able to import all of the data, the maps, and create the controls, import or connect the blend shapes to the controls, and hopefully give us a functional work or functional rig that we can continue to build upon. Maybe that's not this guy here, our friend Bob. By the way, Bob, where are you? Let me see here. I think Bob is somewhere around here. There he is. Ah, there he goes. I missed you, man. How are you today? Thanks for spinning. When you're not spinning around, I just feel so lonely here. And yeah, so hopefully one day Bob will be speaking to us, and that's going to be in the near future. So for today, I'm going to enjoy a little bit of the long holiday here with my family. And now, as you can see, we have some new lights on the studio, which is my living room with my family, basically my daughter passing by all the time. And yeah, that's it. So you guys have a good time, have a good weekend, enjoy, and cheers.